冒険頑張るのだ。みんな頑張れよ。ください。それ倒すよ。どうだ、余裕の勝利ね。
This is the most dangerous problem in mathematics, one that young mathematicians are warned not to waste their time on. It's a simple conjecture that none of the world's best mathematicians have been able to solve. Paul Erdős, a famous mathematician, said, "Mathematics is not yet ripe enough for such questions." Here's how it works. Pick a number, any number. 7? Good choice. Okay, we're going to apply two rules. If the number is odd, we multiply by 3 and add 1. 3 times 7 is 21, plus 1 is 22. If the number is even, we divide by 2. So 22 divided by 2 is 11. Now we keep applying these two rules. 11 is odd, so we multiply by 3, 33,
Nice.
and add 1, 34. Even, divide by 2, 18. Multiply by 3, 51, add 1, 52. Even, divide by 2, 26. Still even. Divide by 2, 13. Odd. So we multiply by 3, 39, add 1, and that's 40. It's even, so we divide by 2, 20, divide by 2, 10, divide by 2, 5. Odd. Multiply by 3, 15, add 1, 16, divide by 2, that's 8, and then 4, 2, and 1. Now 1 is odd, so we multiply by 3 and add 1, which equals 4. But 4 goes to 2 goes to 1, so we're in a loop, and the lowest number is 1. Now the conjecture is this. Every positive integer, if you apply these rules, will eventually end up the 4, 2, 1 loop. This is commonly called the Collatz conjecture after German mathematician Lothar Collatz, who may have come up with it in the 1930s. But the problem has many origin stories and many names. It's also known as the Ulam conjecture, Kakutani's problem, Waite's conjecture, Nass's algorithm, the Syracuse problem, and simply 3n plus 1. Why is 3x plus 1 so famous?
Among professional mathematicians, maybe it's not famous but infamous, in the sense that if someone actually admits in public that they're working on it, then there's something wrong with it.
The numbers you get by applying 3x plus 1 are called hailstone numbers, because they go up and down like hailstones in a thundercloud, but eventually they all fall down to 1, or at least you think they do. You can think of the numbers as representing the height above the ground in meters. So a number like 26 would start 26 meters above the ground. And if you apply 3x plus 1, it rises up as high as 40 meters, and in total it takes 10 steps to get to 1. So 10 is called its total stopping time. But take the very next number, 27, and it bounces around all over the place. In fact, it climbs all the way up to 9,232. As an altitude, that is higher than Mount Everest, before it too falls back to the ground. In total, it takes 111 steps, 27 to get down to 1, and to end up in the 4-2-1 loop. The paths that different numbers take vary so widely, even numbers right next to each other. So how do you even start to make progress on this problem? Well, honestly, mathematicians struggle.
We just decided this was something invented by the Soviets to slow down US science, and then doing a good job at it. There is shit with like this stuff. No progress on this trivial thing. Telescope filters.
Jeffrey Darius is the world authority on 3x plus 1.
The first time I was a senior in college, and he pulled me aside and said, don't work on this problem. If you want to have a career, not stuck spending time writing about this or publishing.
Reverse psychology, some bitch, bro.
Alex Kontorovich didn't listen. He and Yakov Sinai looked at the paths of the hailstone numbers. Were there any patterns? Well, obviously all of them ended in 1, but what about the paths they came to get there? The path is randomness. Here is the sequence of a large number chosen at random. The graph peaks and then drops so low that you can't really see what's happening at this scale. But if you take the logarithm, you find this wiggly graph with a downward trend. It looks kind of like the stock market on a bad day. And this is no coincidence. Both are examples of geometric Brownian motion. That means if you take the log and remove the linear trend, fluctuations are random, like flipping a coin each step. If the coin is heads, it goes up.
楽勝です。
3x plus 1 is just like the random wiggles of the stock market. Over long enough periods, the stock market tends to trend upwards, while 3x plus 1 trends down.
This is
Another way to
where
analyze 3x plus 1 is by looking at the leading digit of each number in a sequence. Here are the hailstone numbers starting with 3 as the seed. And we can count up how many numbers start with a 1, how many start with a 2, how many start with a 3, and so on to make a histogram. We can do the same thing for the sequence that starts with 4, that's a short one, and for the sequences that start with 5, 6, and 7. Again, for each sequence, we're just counting up how many numbers start with each digit 1 through 9, and adding that to our histogram. If you keep for more and more numbers, eventually the histogram settles into a stable pattern. For the first billion sequences, you'll find 1 is by far the most common indicator. 30% of all numbers start with 1. Around 17.5% start with 2. 12% start with 3. The frequency decreases for higher digits. Fewer than 5% of all the numbers start with none. Now this pattern is not unique to 3x plus 1. It actually comes up everywhere. From the populations of countries, the value of companies, all the physical constants, and the Fibonacci numbers, just to name a few. Distribution is known as Benford's law. And it is even used to detect fraud. If all the numbers on the text forms obey Benford's law, then you're probably being honest. If not, you may be hiding something. In elections, Benford's law can be used to spot irregularities, though you have to apply it correctly. Benford's law works best when the numbers involved span several orders of magnitude, as they do for 3x plus 1. But Benford's law can't tell us whether all numbers will end up in the 4-2-1 loop or not. For that, we need a different sort of analysis. At first glance, it seems strange that when you apply 3x plus 1, all numbers should end up in 1. Consider that there are the same number of odd and even numbers. Odd numbers are more than triple, while even numbers are only cut in half. Therefore, it seems like every sequence on average should grow, not shrink. But here's the catch. Every time you multiply an odd number by 3 and then add 1, it will always become an even number. That means the next step is to divide by 2.
よ
So
子供で
numbers
す
are not actually tripled by 3x plus 1. They're increased by a factor of about 3 over 2. I'm neglecting the plus 1 because it's insignificant for large numbers. And 3 halves is actually the most an odd number can throw in one step. Think of the path from one odd number in sequence to the next odd number.
これで
Multiplying by 3 and adding 1, you have an even number. 50% of the time, dividing by 2 brings you back to an odd number. But a quarter of the time, you divide by 4 before you get to the next odd number. So for a quarter of numbers, the next one in the sequence will be 3/4 of its initial value. And 1/8 of the time, you divide by 8 before getting to the next odd number. And 1/16 of the time, you divide by 16, and so on. If you take the geometric mean, you find, on average, to get from one odd number to the next one, multiply by 3 over 4, which is less than 1. So, statistically speaking, 3x plus 1 sequences are more likely to shrink. Take 301, for example.
いきます
Divide 1, you get 1024, which you can divide by 2, and then divide by 2 again, and again, again, and again, n times in total until you're down to 1. One way to visualize these paths of numbers in 3x plus 1 is simply to show how each number connects to the next one in sequence. It looks like a tree, or a series of little streams that flow into each other. If the conjecture is true, it means that every single number is connected to this graph. Every tiny stream, all the way out to infinity, eventually flows the massive river of 4, 2, 1. Some mathematicians have modified this visualization by rotating the graph at each number, anti-clockwise if it's an odd number, and clockwise if it's even. And then you end up with a structure that looks like a coral or seaweed. And by adjusting the degree of rotation for odd and even numbers, you can create these beautiful, organic-looking shapes. Now there are two ways the conjecture could be false. There could be a number somewhere, some seed, that starts a sequence of numbers that grows to infinity. For whatever reason, doesn't obey the same numerical gravity as all of the other numbers. Another possibility is there exists a sequence of numbers that forms a closed loop. All the numbers in this loop would be unconnected to the main graph. But thus far, no loop or sequence that shoots off to infinity has been found. And not for lack of trying. Mathematicians have tested by brute force every single number up to 2 to the 68. That's 295 quintillion, 147 quadrillion, 905 trillion, 179 billion, 352 million, 825,856 numbers. We know for certain that every single one of those numbers eventually comes back down to 1. We have tested nearly 300 quintillion numbers, and none of them disproves the conjecture. In fact, given this information, mathematicians calculate that anything other than 421 must be at least 186 billion numbers long. So it seems pretty likely that the conjecture is true. But this
Hello.
Interesting. I'll list to you. I'll list on the chat, right? I'll put a list on chat,
What?
right?
What? Okay.
Do you see that list on chat, Resty?
Oh god, we're back to this topic.
Yes,
What the hell
Resty.
is all of this?
Do you see that, Resty?
I see it. I'm not reading it.
All you need to know is wherever the fucking Assassin's Creed was set in, the characters, the main characters that you play as, are the same ethnicity as that location. Yeah?
Huh.
Now, why is Assassin's Creed Japan you playing as a black dude instead of a Japanese dude? When all of the other Assassin's Creeds didn't have any fucking, issues with going with the same race, same ethnicity as the place that they're, playing in. Right?
Yeah.
That's like the main issue of the people on Assassin's Creed. And yeah, Resty, it's a good thing, right? Because Ubisoft is fucking stonks going down now. Yeah, everyone hates Ubisoft, right?
I do.
Now, why do you hate
下が
Ubisoft
ってく
again?
ださい。はい、
No reason. It's just something to do.
終わりに。危険な状態です。いや、
But yeah, aren't they just stupid, Rusty?
I agree.
Like, who in their right mind would fucking do that? Like, what decision the making did they do? To just go, oh, you know that one black guy that Oda Nobunaga had as like a fucking, where he just shows him off to people because he's black? Why not make him the main protagonist of our Assassin's Creed game?
A decision of all time, truly.
I know. Okay, bentar. Ah? Parang. Parang hindi naman.
Give me some notes. No. Oh, no.
Anyways, yeah, so, Prestige. Not only that, right? They make the main male character black, right?
Huh?
The female main
Why did you
character,
have to specify the... Okay.
the female main character doesn't even look Japanese, Resty.
Nice.
People said the female main character looks more Vietnamese or Korean than Japanese, Resty.
Nice.
Amazing, right? So you're playing the dungeon crawler again? Man, you've been playing that a lot.
It's my obsession.
So you
I
said
plan
you
on playing
only...
the entire series 100%. And
So you're-
100%ing them.
So your brother only played up to Assassin's Creed 2, right?
No, I believe he played Black Flag, which people say is the best.
That's number 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. He played Europeans.
Yeah, the European saga.
Yeah, the Europeans in the Caribbean, which is, historically accurate. There was Europeans as pirates in the Caribbean.
There sure were.
And that's why you were playing as a European. But you know what you do in the toilet, Resty? European.
Okay.
Isn't that what you do in the toilet? I mean, sometimes you're a shitting instead of European, you know?
Okay.
And yeah, the fucking Ubisoft defenders are just like ignoring the fact
終わりです
that that's how the other Assassin's Creed has always
楽勝で
been.
す
They're like,
Fucking
when
stupid
people-
simps. Most
Yeah,
of them
when
are
people-
probably like below or exactly 12.
probably, but yeah, the fucking Sims are like, so you know how people are complaining, the main character is a black dude, the main male character is a black dude. Why is it not Japanese? And then the fucking Sims, right? The fucking people defending Ubisoft, they're like, do you not see the female character? She's Japanese. Bruh, there's only one. Where's the other guy? Like, just because, one of the main characters, the female one, is Japanese does not mean that's just all good,
I'm a fan of female pro tags, so I guess at least that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but where's the male? Why is the male MC a fucking black dude that was a slave? And there's only like, if there are black people in Japan at that time, like medieval Japan, Resty, there would be only like a handful of them.
Yes,
And-
I agree and understand the sentiment.
I'm pretty sure the only reason why they were like, oh, let's use that black dude as the fucking main character because, represent.
We're trying to be inclusive and
representing-
empower women and
Oh.
black people.
And did you see the drama on Resident Evil, Resty?
Man, what's happening on RE?
Resident Evil 5, the one where it's based in Africa, right?
Ah, yeah, there were some drama when that game was
Yeah.
came
No,
out.
Rusty. People are saying, oh, they're never gonna remake Resident Evil 5 because it's implied racism where you're killing black people in Africa. They're not people, they're zombies.
Also, what the fuck? Are they seriously trying to restart this conversation that has already been solved? I want a Resident Evil remake. I want an RE5 remake. I can't play with Mom anymore, but
Resty,
the game was honestly still pretty fun.
Resty. They're fine with Resident Evil 4 remake where you're in Spain killing Spanish fucking villagers. They're fine with that. Why are they not fine with the Africa one? Right?
Indeed.
And Resty, the fucking Spaniards in Resident Evil 4, they're not even speaking actual Spanish. They have Mexican accents, Resty.
Yeah, the fucking original, their Spanish is just straight up terrible. The remake, the way they talk is a little better, but it's still not great.
It's still not Spanish, basically. It is,
It's better, but there are actually a few people who prefer the original Ganado, the original way the Ganado spoke, because it's just iconic,
The remake, Resty, the remake is fucking Mexicans, like Mexican accents instead of Spanish. So tell me, Resty, why are they not fine with, the fucking African
私
Resident
のやる
Evil? It's so stupid, right? Twitter people are just dumb.
大ダメージです。
People are desperate to complain about something.
Yeah, it doesn't like what do they want? What do they want in Africa? You know, white zombies?
Resident Evil 5, the invasion of white men in Africa.
Exactly, Reddy. That's basically the same thing as to what's happening with, you know, Assassin's Creed right now. Like, what the fuck? It doesn't make sense what they want. What do they want?
People will never be happy.
I know.
That is one of the
And here's the thing.
constants of life.
There's a specific, you know, group of people that you're supposed to make happy. Not those fucking people that are just angry for the sake of being angry, right?
True. Ubisoft is pretty bad at making people happy right now.
I know. And Ubisoft is fucking going down the drain with their stocks, Rusty.
とどめよ。
I hope they continue falling off until they're straight up. So
Yeah,
we're all
and-
gonna be better off without them.
And Rusty, there's gonna be new, you know, a new market for
何か
something that's gonna replace Ubisoft. That's actually a good company, right?
True.
It's good. And I hope the same thing happens to Disney. They just need to get the fuck out. Like, yeah, you made some good stuff back then, but that's the past. Why
True.
didn't you learn? Why didn't
Yeah,
you learn from the
honestly-
good stuff?
Honestly, this Assassin's Creed series could have ended like a long time ago. Like, I'm honestly
people-
surprised it's still going on to this day.
Aren't
They
people
should
just
have
saying?
moved on.
Aren't people saying that they should have just ended with Black Flag?
I agree. I thought they should have ended with 3, but considering how great Black Flag was, I guess that was fine. But yeah.
Like, yeah, like, you know, in the fucking, you know, in the other Assassin's Creed, right? There are historical figures, but they're not main characters. They're like side characters, right?
Yeah.
Like, why didn't they just make the black dude, the Yasuke guy, in Japan, like a side character that helps you, an assassin ally, right?
余裕の勝利ね。
Why did they have to make him a main
了承し
character?
ました。
It just doesn't make sense. They never used historical figures as main characters,
僕でも
right?
成長できました。
All of the other Assassin's Creed main characters were just made up people.
True. I just realized
Like, right-
the conversation sounds really racist out of context.
It doesn't matter. We are racist, Rusty.
I'd prefer not being racist.
You are racist though. You're closeted racist right now.
No, I'm through with being a closet lesbian and a closet racist, non-racist person, rather.
But Rusty, like, here's the thing. The fucking female MC in Japan, Assassin's Creed Japan, they made her up.
They made her what? Made her
The
up.
the female MC in Japan Assassin's Creed is made up. Why is the main character that's the male one? Why is that guy not made up? Like, it's not about the fucking, you know, it's not about people hating on the black dude. It's just that they're hating on the fucking stupid ass choice that they made for the story, narrative wise.
Understand.
はい、終わります。
Because how is that fucking 6 foot black dude gonna hide in like Asian 5 feet people?
True. Assassin's Creed magic bullshit.
This is not
Powers.
Samurai Creed, Resty. they're like going heavy on the marketing about the black guy being like legendary samurai. Huh? And then people are speculating something like, the female MC is probably gonna be like the assassin where you sneak around and shit, and the big tall black dude is probably gonna be the samurai gameplay where you're fucking brute forcing people instead of being an assassin, which is the whole
Nice.
title of the game. Why? This is Assassin's Creed. We're supposed to be assassins. Where are the ninja? Where are the shinobi? Resty. Why you're replaying as a bruiser tank guy? You know?
Yes, I sure do love me my rogue. I made this character. Main class is rogue. I put all of its stats and strength,
That's
and
into
I
strength
dumped dexterity.
and constitution. I made him have no rogue abilities like sneak, backstep, like whatever.
My
Backstab.
rogue has a -3 on sneak attacking. Hell yeah.
Resting. My rogue has a positive backstab ratio when he knocks the enemies on the ground and he stabs their backs when they're down. That's how I backstab. Right?
True.
What the fuck? Like, man, if we were running Ubisoft, we would just be making bank, actually listening to the people and giving them what they want. But no! They gotta be inclusive, Resty.
Yes, the fucking not the people, but the fucking profit, whatever, margin people, whatever they're called, want it. I guess, apparently.
Why are they pandering? Like, Resty, one of the people that complained about the black guy was also a black guy.
Nice.
And he was like, I can't do, if you call it out, they're gonna call you ists or
やっ
poves.
と最後ね
That's what he said on his video. And I'm a black person, and I'm complaining about that guy, the black person in the game. And they're gonna say I hate my own skin. Guess what? He proved himself right.
余裕の
That's a
勝利
big
ね
oof.
Yeah, why are they defending Ubisoft? Also, guess what, Ricky? One of the writers is apparently a fucking obese white woman from Canada.
Nice. Whoa, you didn't tell me my mom worked in Ubisoft. That explains a lot.
I didn't know your mom was named Alyssa.
Yes, that's actually her
Real name.
her
Real
maiden
name.
name. Yes.
And then another thing was that the fucking they just stupid, man. Like you remember the drama with the Pokemon Go drama where they changed the body types of the characters?
What? I didn't know that was a thing.
So there was like an update on Pokemon Go and all of the character models got changed. And they made the character models like weird blobs. Like the fucking female characters lost boobs. They got no hips. They got no ass.
I'm
They
having a
changed
hard
the box.
time picturing that, but that sounds awful.
Hang on, let me try and find an image. Pokemon Go
A comparison, hopefully.
body type change image.
I'm gonna call it quits right here. You wanna
Okay.
go play the bus games right now? I have lots of assignments to do. I spent most of today trying to fix the USB port problem.
Did it fix itself?
I cleaned it up.
So Rusty, that's the most famous famous fucking image from the
そ
Pokemon
れ
Go
じゃ聞か
drama.
せてくれる？
Hang on, it's still loading.
Hmm.
There you go. You see it? The left is the original. They updated it into the right one.
ん？
They look like fucking monkeys, Rusty. Look at those arms.
受けたってやん。
Do you see it, Rusty?
What the fuck is that?
I know. And people were obviously like, you know, quitting the game, fucking boycotting
戦争
it.
さ
They decided they're gonna sue because all of their paid
どうするのかな？
cosmetics aren't, you know, they don't look the same anymore. Which
Yeah,
is,
That's why Genshin never does massive changes like that, especially not unprompted.
no, here's the thing, Rusty.
それじゃ
They
聞かせ
fucking
てくれ
reverted
る？
the change and fired the people that were fucking, you know, that did that. And
おや
Nice.
君た
there is
ち
this one specific company, Rusty, that is known for all of the shit that's happening
な
right
る
now.
ほどね。
It's called Sweet Baby Incorporated.
What?
That company, whatever, they are the ones trying to inject woke agenda on everything.
ど
Bruh.
うするのかな？
They're like
それじゃ
Thank you.
頼んだよ。
But being woke instead.
But
お
worse,
主と何を売るのじゃ
I'd say.
Nice.
Like they're trying to get into every game and ruin
取
it.
引成立じ
Like, you know Stellar Blade, right? The fucking, you know, like be the popular one right now where people are saying, oh, this game is made by incels because the main character is a pretty fucking Asian woman.
Yeah.
That looks like
Yeah, I'm actually considering playing that game and stuff.
Yeah, do you know about the fucking censorship on that? They one patch censorship.
That's pathetic. That's weak.
Yeah, they censored some of the outfits. And obviously, Sweet Baby Ink was like, yeah, that's good. Keep doing that.
I'm fucking downloading a fucking day
New
zero
one.
patch.
Yeah. Go do that. And yeah, like they just changed the skins to be quote unquote less revealing. She's a fucking robot.
Or potentially I could just mods. There's probably mods to disable.
Also, you're
the
gonna play-
stupid censorship.
You're gonna Rusty, you're gonna equip the
Depends on which
the-
I find more convenient.
you're gonna equip the new the actual like skin in game, right? Like the one where you're not wearing your nano suit.
I'm not immediately downloading fucking loot. What do you think of me? I'm just interested in the genre now after playing through Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
There's a fucking actual skin in game that has no nano suit basically, and if you use it, you take more damage.
Are there nipples?
Basically, it's basically hard mode.
That sounds fun, honestly.
Also, there is no nipples because you know she's a robot.
Okay, if there were nipples, actually no. Who cares if there's fucking nipples or whatever? Why censor? Fucking stupid.
They're censoring the fucking outfits, so we're like, oh, less cleavage, whatever. I don't know what they're trying to do, man.
Less
They're trying to-
cleavage. She has no fucking shit to have. She has no genitalia to
I
fucking
don't-
show.
I don't fucking know what they want, Presty. They are stupid.
Fucking bullshit.
I know. And guess what? The Sweet Baby Ink is, you know, the fucking your mom in Canada that works for Ubisoft.
Yeah, I know her. She's my mom.
Guess what? She's partnered with fucking Sony, with Ubisoft, with fucking Sweet Baby Ink.
Bruh.
And that is the main writer. I don't understand what they want, Resty. Why is Sweet Baby? Like, you know what? We need.
What is their goal? They're like the second coming of Discovery Institute.
They're like chaotic evil.
True. They're the very definition of chaotic evil.
Like they're trying to censor shit. They're trying to fucking change shit. They're trying to be inclusive. They're trying to be trans. Blah blah blah. We don't want those in the games. The
Indeed.
games.
It's like feminism again. But worse. We don't
Like,
fucking
bro.
need your stupid help anymore.
I know. Like the fucking, you know, the Blue Archive community, how they gatekeep people out of, like they have natural gatekeeping
What the fuck?
happening. Blue Archive is the game that I play, Resty. You know, the one with fucking students that are basically lollies, and it's a game
I'm
made by
aware.
lollies for lollies, right?
Yeah,
For
it's in episode 4 right now, I believe.
I think it's 5 already, or
Yeah,
5 is something later.
that's
But yeah, we like. If you complain, get the fuck out of here. We don't want you
覚え
here.
たわ
We need gatekeeping again for everything, Sweet Baby Ingerly. You know the funny part, Resty?
what?
Once people, okay, this was way back then when the Sweet Baby Ink was just starting to become a menace. They're like, oh, it's weird how a lot of these woke agenda games